Sports headquarters alongside Avi Sharma, Shelby White. I'm Cam Molina. Last time out for the Pittsburg High School girls basketball team during day 2 of action of the Border Classic. It was Chris Krotz's girls who were able to prevail over Marcus Meyer's Pioneers. Final score in that contest, 62-46. And Avi, we saw a tremendous third quarter effort from the Purple Dragons in that contest, in which the Pioneers really started to soften up on the interior, and Caden Matlock combined with Abby Casper really did a number on this team as the Dragons outscored the Pioneers 19-7.
Boy, what a difference 2 days make, Cameron, between Thursday and Friday for PHS girls, as Thursday was a collapse at the third quarter, and then Friday was a successful third quarter. A huge difference, and definitely made a big impact in the outcome of the scores for both games. And I would say a good job for PHS to close out yesterday's game, as it looked like there was a bit of a spark for the Pioneers to make a comeback, and then all of a sudden PHS shut it down real quickly.
Blue Valley Northwest, led by head girls basketball coach Brian Bubalo, lost in the first round to West Plain, but then were able to overcome a Blue Valley JV club, or excuse me, a North KC JV club, and moved to today's contest en route to a tough matchup against a Pittsburg High School club. The win against North KC was 47-16. Let's give you the quick starters here. Kaden Matlock, Caitlin Kidd, Sophia Pinamani, Abby Casper, and Madden Petty for the Dragons. Bridget Harrison, Haley Shin, Sarah Martin, Evie Bale, and Kate Kaufman for the Huskies. The Huskies wearing their home white uniforms with purple numerals and lettering. The Purple Dragons, that's kind of coincidental, wearing their purple away uniforms with white numerals and lettering, with white trim around the numbers and lettering. Will be Abby Casper, and the Dragons winning the tip-off, as Casper will handle the sphere with her right hand, skips it over the top of the right corner defender and Shin. Petty will attack right short corner as she normally does. Airballs the first opportunity. Kidd tracks down the offensive rebound but loses it out of bounds. Madden Petty brings her right hand to her nose, and I think she was bumped in the face on her way to the basket. There will be a near side baseline inbound for the Huskies as Martin is able to locate Kaufman, and she will maneuver her way into the front court. Petty defends and forces her back out to the perimeter as she was able to get inside the top of the circle. Ball rotated right wing to Shin. Good defense by Casper as the ball is relocated once again to Kaufman, left wing. Rotated right wing over to an open Harrison, who finds and two-point jump shooting Bale. Her shot off kilter. Offensive rebound for the Huskies. Working the ball around the cylinder once again will be the Huskies. A rotation from Shin to the top of the key. Hoffman, she darts one over to the high post where Bale's at, delivers a beautiful bounce pass to a curling Shin, and she's able to convert the first basket of this afternoon's ball game. 1:30, I would say a rare time to play a basketball game, and there could be some potential rust to begin this contest, and maybe some lackadaisical defensive effort just as the girls try to get going in this ball game. And normally you would play just one matchup on Friday and call it good at about 6 p.m., but for the last 3 days it's been go, go, go for all teams. You can make the case that both sides have played equivalent games during equivalent times, but still the fatigue could be an issue as the ball's chucked away by Petty in the front court as she tried to find Matlock, who was curling at the point. Dragons with their second turnover of the contest. Martin delivers a high fluttering pass into the backcourt as Kaufman works with the sphere to deliver a Mounds pass. Right elbow, Martin tries to interchange with Kaufman. Ball darted back to the point, and losing her handle on the sphere is Shin following a high arcing pass from Martin. Shin had to pounce into the air and try to reel it in, but it slipped out of her grasp. It will be a side out for the Purple Dragons near sideline, closest to the Blue Valley bench, or excuse me, the Pittsburg High School bench. Matlock finds Casper, the senior, who was able to record 19 points yesterday, a season high, as she will handle the sphere with her right hand, trying to stave off a harassing Harrison. Harrison right back in her grill with 6 to go in the first. 2-0 is the score. Casper has a hand on the hip from Harrison, pulls up right block, goes up through the air. No, Kidd with her second offensive rebound of the night. Turn is unable to capitalize, and a quick foul on the floor. It's either between Sophia Pinamani or Casper.
I think it's Sophia, and it is exactly on Sophia.
So Sophia Pinamani earns her first foul of the early afternoon as the ball is moved into the backcourt. About a quarter's court away is Kaufman as she's entering Dragon territory. She'll deliver a fluttering pass left elbow. Stepping back with the sphere is Bale, and she's able to knock through with the deuce. Bale with a difficult move as she jabbed quickly to the left, centered back up at the free throw line, and then uncorked the deuce. And that was a good 10 to 12 footer that sank. Petty straightaway trifecta is up, does not go down. She Shot 0 of 4 yesterday from deep, and she does not start out on a high note. And the consolation game, this will be for the 5th place taker in the 2018 Border Classic. Beautiful Euro step by Petty in the front court, goes right, left, and a foul by the Huskies. First foul committed by Bale. Team's first as well. Excuse me, it was on Bridget Harrison. Petty's first free throw drops. Silky smooth shot. Yesterday the Dragons did a terrific job capitalizing from the stripe as they had a +6 margin in makes from the bar. Petty herself shot 12 of 15. Petty will situate the ball nearest her right knee, flicks, and converts. Petty will score the Dragons' first point of the contest, and it's a man press flash by the Dragons that quickly metamorphosizes into a 1-2-1. Bounce pass right wing to Kaufman. Hesitation by Harrison. I thought she carried for a moment, and almost another travel by Bale. She goes with a volleyball pass over to the left elbow. Rotated Kaufman right wing. She will find Harrison, who whips it right wing again, squaring up inside. Unable to convert is Madison Gerard, who subbed in for the Huskies here momentarily. And a 3-ball on its way from Harrison does not go. An empty sequence for the Huskies after a couple good looks as Petty, far side wing, finds Sophia Pinamani, slaps the leather to her left hand with 5:30 left in the first. It's a 2-point lead for the Huskies. Casper attacks right block, finds Matlock nearest the high post, finds Sophia Pinamani, who is able to dump it off to an open Petty, who tries to force it down the throat of the Husky, but again, a great job of stuffing the interior of the lane and forces Petty to miss her shot. And a timeout, or excuse me, a foul away from the basketball, I believe, and it will be on Petty, her first. And Petty, such a young player, has not really diversified herself on the court as she will sub out. Odell comes in. Obviously, we were able to witness her and her great ability to score inside the lane through the first 5-6 games of the season. But once teams were able to find tape on her and what her tendencies are, which is typically attacking the right short corner and trying to go with the Euro steps, they've really clamped down on that.
Yeah, I agree, Cameron. It's been a tough going for Petty, both shooting outside and inside, but she's getting it done somehow every now and then, as there was an offensive foul that time to turn over to us.
It was on Gerard of the Huskies, and it will be Purple Dragon Sphere. Casper has it far corner, find Matlock nearest the right elbow before the ball is swung to the point. Working with it right now is Casper as she delivers a shallow pass to Matlock. She has to grab the ball near her knees, loses it. Gerard pokes it away. Here's Shin on the counterattack. Left wing three is up from Martineau, and a rebound by Casper. She's bumped into by Shin, loses her handle on the Sphere, and then coming up from behind her is Kate McLean, and McLean commits the foul. Kate McLean, another substitution that snuck in during the timeout on the floor, more like the intermission after the officials blew a whistle. And we have another sub as Veronica Spillman subs in. So already the Huskies have shown that they can go about 8 deep. The Dragons have Cassidy Odell on the floor. That is their first sub of the night. 3:30 to go in the first quarter of play. 4-2 the score. Huskies up by a single possession. Casper will immediately go right. Double team comes. McLean defended very well, blanketing Casper, but she finds a curling Odell, who has a gap. I think she lost it midair and then tried to chuck it up. Rebound by Gerard, and a Gerard with her second rebound of the night. Cutting from right corner to left corner along the baseline was Spillman, and attacking off the bounce going to the right corner is McLean, who tries to attempt a right corner three. No, tracking down the loose ball was Gerard. Gerard tosses it up in the air. Now we have a scrum nearest the scorer's table. It's picked up by Odell, very scrappy player. Open with it is Matlock. Casper takes it inside the key and a foul, and it looks to be on Gerard. And that would be the 14th foul committed by the Huskies. It will be called on Martin instead. And popping up from the bench, trying to plead the case of the foul, or a foul that was not called against Odell, was her comrade Bale for the Huskies. As Odell used her arm, I think, to force down Martin, who is fighting for possession. Casper knocks in her first free throw. Her second offering, smooches the lip of the iron, takes a hop, and goes through. Ball is in the backcourt. McLean gets a near baseline after the inbound from Shin. Shin flashes, towards the baseline again to find a little bit of space against Casper, is able to work Casper over right corner, steps back with a crossover, and then delivers a fastball into the chest of the three-point shooting Husky, and it's an air ball. Rebounded by Kidd as Casper will reset the offense. Kidd already 3 rebounds in the contest. Odell delivers a poor pass, and it's slapped away. Last touch by Martin. It will remain Pittsburg basketball. The purple-cladded Dragons 4-7 on the season. They've had their bright spots this year as they beat Chanute, the only Southeast Kansas League team they've been able to triumph over this season. Shin will step on the purple scaly dragon logo at midcourt, crosses over counterclockwise from left to right, picks up the ball, brings it to her right ear before she slings it to Spillman at the point. Spillman with the chest pass left wing, and Bridget Harrison is called for a travel. 2 minutes left in the first, 4-4 the score. Bale will step up from the seat that she had nearest to Coach Ubalo, and it will be Pittsburg High School working with the sphere as Bale set to check in. Casper finds Odell, and it's a turnover by the Dragons.
It's a 3 in the lane call.
Gerard will sub out for Northwest, as will Shin. Martin to inbound as she relocates the basketball to the right. Open is Kaufman. Kaufman dribbles with her left hand, and she has been the crafty point guard for this Husky team thus far. Odell strips the ball from Bale. Odell has it, goes up right-handed, and scores. A tough move by Odell, but she is able to pay herself back with that basket following a great defensive play. Kaufman able to break the press, brings it over left wing to a wide open, as they try to find the number, Martin from the left short corner, and knocks down the 2. Kaufman was able to exploit the full court press in that situation and outrun everybody. And a held ball between Harrison and Casper. Possession, Huskies. Matlock, Odell will sub out. Zoe Pinamani will enter the contest, as will Riley Johnson. Zoe Pinamani without her spectacles. First time this season after yesterday, I think, having a lens fall out of her frame. Martin, left wing 3, is off the right side of the goal. It carries. Sophia Pinamani gets tangled up with Spillman. Held ball, and it will be Dragon Sphere this time. It's a foul instead against Spillman, excuse me. Spillman, who came in just half a second later than Sophia Pinamani, appeared to have wrapped the right arm of Pinamani, and thusly the foul was called. 5th against the Huskies. It is 6-all, 12 combined points with 50 seconds left in the first. Riley Johnson picks up her dribble, far side elbow, swings it back to Sophia Pinamani. Pinamani will find her sister Zoe Pinamani, who looks backdoor for Casper. Sophia Pinamani catches. Pinamani with her back to the basket, defended by Martin. Double team, is able to thread a pass through the eye of the needle over the top of both Bale and Martin to an open Kidd who scores. Great teamwork there by the Dragons as they just shoveled it back and forth between one another. Kaufman dribbles right circle, reverses it right back out to Bale, who holds on to it for all of a second. Right wing with it is Harrison. Harrison penetrates inside the right circle, percolating to the free throw line as Kaufman, but Kaufman delivers a bad bounce pass that was deterred by Sophia Pinamani. It will be a near side out in front of the Purple Dragon bench for Martin. The Huskies trailing by 2 in this 5th place game of the 2018 Border Classic. Casper defending Kaufman. Kaufman awaits a high ball screen set by Bale. Staggered screen. Neither girl set a screen. It will be a roll-off. Martin catches. Straightaway 3 is up. Slacks it in with 2 seconds to go in the first quarter. And that is the end of the first frame of action. A great play ran by the Huskies. It was a simple pick and pop following a staggered screen. It was Bale who flashed the block. Martin came out, stretched out the Dragons' defense. An excellent delivery by Kaufman. And the postman found Martin, who knocked down the trifecta. 9-8 is the score. Huskies up 1 as we head the second quarter of play. Back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
without standing apart.
You belong
At Pittsburg State University.
And a merry welcome back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Flanking me is Avi Sharma and Shelby White Camelina with you for this Saturday championship day of the 2018 Border Classics. The Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons seeking what is a 5th place or a 4th place, one or the other finish in this year's tournament. Attacking is Petty as we begin the second quarter. Dragons trailing by 1, 9-8, and a throwaway by Petty. She tried to find Johnson, who was unable to leap up and grab it. This will be for either 5th or 6th place, as I need to correct myself, as it will be the Huskies who lead by 1, 7:45 to go in the half. Ball is at the point as Becky Delgado handles the sphere. She rotates a right wing to Shin. Shin, a deep skip pass, left wing, stepping into a 3 and drilling it is Harrison. Harrison and the rest of her platoon are 2 of 3 from downtown as they now have a 4-point edge over the Dragons. 7:30 to go in the half. Backdoor cutting is Johnson, and Johnson thought Petty was going to hold on to the ball as it was an obscure, awkward throw by Petty over her head. Johnson misread it, but that's kind of the Dragons' offense. You get into a corner and run the baseline. It may not be the most conducive offense at times, but it still earns the Dragons points at big moments in the game. Shin drives right. She loses the ball in the right circle. Delgado steps into a deep 2 and hits it. Becky Delgado with a good-looking shot. About 6 feet tall, standing to the left of McLean. Left wing with the rock right now is Matlock as she will shovel it backwards to Petty, who's defended by Delgado, a taller defender. Casper goes to the power dribble with the right hand, loses it. Petty cuts to the middle of the lane, an ill-advised pass by Matlock, but luckily a fortuitous bounce lands in the hands of Casper, and she scores. Casper in the ball game, 3 points, 14-10 to score. The Dragons trail by 2 possessions. Speaking of 2, Shin holds up 2 fingers on her left hand to initiate the half-court set. At the elbow is Gerard to Shin, and then Shin tap dances on the right elbow, and it is a travel. 6:30 to go on the half. Odell on her knee in the backcourt, tying her left shoe. And Coach Bubalo chirping at his girls, saying, let's play good defense here in the next couple minutes. And this is a good time for the Huskies to parry, especially when they have the size advantage down low on Gerard and Delgado. Speaking of which, Delgado purloins the basketball, looks for the skip in transition to McLean, who is cutting, running abreast to her on the right-hand side, but it was just overthrown and a turnover. And again, Avi, yesterday we saw a lot of unforced turnovers by the Dragons, and even the day before that against the Tulsa East Central Cardinals, the Dragons will have to minimize that today.
I agree. I don't think they can afford to do that against this team, as we've seen a lot of live or die by 3 game for Blue Valley Northwest so far.
Casper sells a pass fake to Petty, but then tries to find Matlock with a high shoulder pass. Matlock cannot reel it in. Delgado will size on Matlock, who's a pretty good defender, but Delgado better speed. Scoops the ball right wing. Harrison's 3. No, she's 1 of 3 from deep in the contest thus far. Another rebound by Casper, her 2nd of the night. Casper stops, right circle, deliver a pass to Matlock, who takes 1 hop, walks with it, and another hop, and then it is a travel call. 5:43 left in the half. McLean, Gerard sub out. Bale will come back in, as will Kaufman. Shin with her ponytail, her brown hair bouncing off of her back, dribbles to the left, gets to the near side circle, looks back door wide open. Kaufman, the Dragons had a blind spot there, and it was nearly capitalized upon, but it's a point-blank range miss by Kaufman. Rebound by Casper, her 3rd of the night. She looks low for Kidd, and again, another errant pass. Kaufman, quick crossover in front of Petty, using her great ball handling skills, ducks it over, left corner, 2 left wing, Shin's 3, no. And the Huskies have settled for a lot of transition trifectas. That's not bad by any means. Many advanced players will tell you that that is the best time to shoot the 3, but in this situation, up 4 points, shooting 2 of 5 from downtown, which is still a respectable number. Attack inside, try to force fouls on the Dragons. Right elbow 2 goes up, and right there, Bale is able to expose bad rotations by the Dragons defensively, and not even a bad rotation occurred there. It was more of a slip-up, as I think Petty and Sophia Penamani ran into each other. So to exonerate the bad defense, I just wanted to clarify there. 16-10 the score. Huskies lead by 3 possessions with 5 to go in the half. We're back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
And we welcome you back. 4:50 left in the first half of play. Dragons currently leading by 6 points. Right wing Petty, and she walks with it. And a turnover by the Dragons, and Avi, we just discussed it, those unforced errors really detrimental to this Dragon team this season. If there are 2 or 3 issues with this club in terms of composure, it comes down to the unforced turnovers, full court presses, and then sometimes not getting into their sets. Shin straight away 3 and uses the bank, does not call it, but it still counts. Shin knocking down her second basket of the night. She is 2 of 3 from the floor. Casper will dribble with her non-dominant hand, then crosses over to her right, pulls up with a contested 2. Good defense by both Harrison and Bale to force a bad shot. On the break, Delgado nearly able to harpoon the ball from the air and reel it in, but wasn't able to do so. Last touch by the Dragons on the skip pass into the backcourt. 19-10 the score. Huskies lead it by 9. 4:19 to go in the half. It will be an inbounds far baseline by Coppin, who's looking for Delgado, and then tells Delgado to reel backwards. Delgado catches left wing, draws the foul against Matlock, who played not with her feet but with her hands. And promptly, Delgado goes to the free throw line shooting 2. Matlock, a versatile defender. She's played against a lot of guards this year, including one Tristan Gegg of Labette County earlier this season, who, if she's able to score just about, I think it's 78 more points, will have 2,000 points for the Grizzlies. But going back to my point, Matlock is a good versatile defender, but Delgado has a good first step and took her out the bounce, and using that 6-foot height and a little bit of a longer wingspan, had that range to score, nearly score over Matlock, and Delgado goes 1 of 2 from the bar. Delgado 3 points, 20-10 is the score. Dragons trailing by double digits for the first time this afternoon, as we are almost at the 4-minute mark in the second. Matlock finds Johnson, who's mishandling it, and it goes out of bounds. Avi, second time today I've caught the basketball. I feel like an athlete for a change.
Bit of a different scenario here. We got Shelby White with us instead of board hopping, and Shelby's supposed to be our bodyguard. Unsuccessful so far, over 2. Looking for a comeback here, Shelby.
That's the Achilles heel. We're going to have a full scouting report of Shelby White after this. The ball's poked out of the hands of Kaufman as it's jarred loose. Fighting for it is Ella Hendrickson, Casper, and Sophia Pinamani for the Dragons. Ella Hendrickson checking in following the score by Delgado. Kaufman to inbound, right side of the basket on the purple baseline, far side of the court. Good defense by Matlock, but again, this time it's Martin who goes with a step back. She's filling in for Delgado. Left short corner working with the sphere is Kaufman. Bounce pass to Bale. Bale to Kaufman. Kaufman finds a wide open 3-point shooting Shin. That one does not fall. Casper and company have been beaten by the 3-ball thus far. As Casper walks with it. Excuse me, it's a foul on Casper, a charge as she lowered her shoulder. But 1 foul on Casper, and the team's 4th. Dragons trail by 10, 22-10. Huskies 3 of 7 from downtown compared to the 0 of 1 for the Dragons, so +9 on the scoreboard in that regard. Shin rotates to left wing, looking to whip the ball out of her hands is Harrison, and a walk. No, a foul on Odell. I apologize, I'm jumping to conclusions. I'm seeing the official half-heartedly as I'm obstructed by the Blue Valley bench. I thought he made the travel signal, but it was a foul on the floor against Odell. First on Odell, team's 5th. As Spillman will come back in for the Huskies, as will McLean. McLean catches left block. She's sandwiched between Hendrickson, Odell, and Casper. Off the shoe of Casper. and a held ball. Possession arrow Dragons. 3:14 left in the half. 20-10 is the score. Casper will waltz into the front court of play as she crosses the prime meridian. Johnson cuts from the left wing to the far side corner. Matlock finds Odell left wing, who ejects the ball to the top of the key where Casper is at, and a push by McLean. McLean second to my count, and the team sixth. It will be called on Kaufman instead. Kaufman picks up her first, and again the team six. Ella Hendrickson catches just below the left elbow. Matlock at the free throw line, scoops it back out to Riley Johnson, who delivers a chest pass. Odell, right corner, finds Ella Hendrickson, who airballs. Matlock with the rebound and a push in the back. That's the 17th foul committed by the Huskies. Either way, free throws are coming, and it looks like it will be a 1-and-1. So Casper is looking to inbound, but it's a 1-and-1, and the officials realize that now after the scores table and Coach Kratz have to relay that to the officials.
Well, Cameron, let's see if we can see the right plays here on the free throws, as we didn't see that yesterday when the Purple Dragons and the Pioneers didn't know if it was a 1-and-1, 2 free throws, or what was going on.
So the foul, to reiterate, on Martin for this 1-and-1 situation. Matlock up the back iron and an over the back on Casper, who will show a bit of an amicable side and the help of Spillman.
They're going to call that on Ella, actually.
Oh, correction then. Ella Hendrickson with the foul. I'm jumping to these conclusions because I see who the foul apparently is on, and the officials see otherwise. 2:40 left in the half. 20-10 the score after Matlock's missed free throw. Spinning away from Casper is Shin as the Dragons have Johnson against Spillman. Delgado right wing looks for Cuddy McLean, who takes 2 steps after catching the ball near the left tip. Matlock jars the ball loose away from Delgado, who picks it back up, shovels it to Shin near midcourt. Shin dribbles right-handed as she's looking for Spillman to conduct McLean to go along the baseline. Odell hits the deck as she's swatted away. She looks like Darrell Rivas, the cornerback of the Kansas City Chiefs, diving for that block. And then McLean receives a pass from Delgado. She steps past Odell, delivers an awkward pass to the point. Spillman rotates it. Delgado left corner, goes to the right-hand runner, and some awkward rotation on the back side of the ball, but still goes. Delgado had some side spin to it. It looked like Rafael Nadal with that slice. 22-10 to score. 12-point lead for the Huskies, their largest of the night. Ella Hendrickson step back 2 from the near side block. No, Delgado, first rebound of the night. In transition, goes up right-handed and it swirls around. Delgado with a good feel of basketball. With a good feel of the game. Let me go back and make myself sound a bit more intelligible, as Delgado has a really good sense of where everybody's at on the floor and is able to score. Near side wing, Johnson, 3, no. The Dragons fumbling right now, and a turnover by Delgado as she mishandles it. She has 7 points and a rebound on the night. She leads all scores, and she's been coming off the bench too. And a timeout used by Coach Kratz and the Dragons. 1:13 left in the half, 24-10, and we have really hit a slump in the scoring. As right now the Huskies have a 14-point edge. We will keep it here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. We welcome you back in. If you are coming back to us on our stream or just joining us via ESPN100.7.com, I'll be Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you for Championship Saturday, the 2018 Border Classic. Following this game, we will step aside for about 5-6 minutes, move to the main gym where the boys basketball team will take on the likes of Blue Valley Northwest as well. That game is scheduled for 3:15. This quarter has been entirely Huskies. It was 9-8 after 1 quarter of play, and since then the Huskies have put up 15 points compared to the 2 of the Dragons, so a huge lull offensively for Pittsburg High School. Kidd looks back door for a curling Petty, reeling back right corner 3 for Petty is up, no. Gerard had the board for a second, but Shin takes it, loses it off the shoe of Gerard, rebounding Odell, foul +1. And the Purple Dragon fan base that has gathered in droves almost instantaneously. I know I haven't looked up very much for my score sheet, but they all are here with 52 seconds to go. Odell draws a foul +1. Odell sets at the chest, will raise her right arm, cranks it up, and it does not fall. 47 seconds to go in the half.
Double dribble.
And a double dribble by Kaufman. It's a 12-point contest. The Dragons, with 45 seconds to go on a timeout still, can parry here, bring the game within single digits. But they'll have to work a little quick, as Matlock will have a side inbounds near the Purple Dragon bench in front of her head coach and Chris Krotz. Casper has it in the backcourt. As she enters the front court, Kidd looks for Petty. Near side block, back to Kidd. Near side wing, rotates a left wing. Casper chugs inside, and surging to the right corner is Petty. She double clutches, and it's just far too transparent what she's going to do, and it's telegraphed every time. And a double dribble by Delgado with 20 ticks to go in the half. 24-12 is the score. Madden Petty, she's just a freshman, but her game is far more evolved than that of a first-year high school player. But she's going to have to realize that she needs to diversify some of her moves instead of just attacking the right short corner every time. At the point, Casper, under 10 to go. Casper waits the high ball screen by Matlock. Matlock does not set a hop step by Casper. Foul on the floor. 9th team foul committed by the Huskies. Harrison will earn her second. And to the free throw line goes Casper to shoot a 1-and-1. Would help here if Casper knocked these down, as it would favor the Dragons, bringing the score within 10. Spillman subs out. Harrison goes to the bench. As Coach Bubalo has done a fantastic job rotating his girls and making sure that everybody is fresh. Casper will set nearest the right knee. Her free throw goes. She's 3 of 3 from the line tonight, ready to shoot her 4th attempt of the afternoon. Casper takes 2 dribbles near her right hip. Second shot does not go. Shirks off the right side of the goal. Delgado has it. Hoists it. Full court heave. No, it goes out of bounds with half a second left. And the clock will wind down. I think the officials will call it a half. 24-12 is the score, I thought. Or 24-13 is what they have up now. So it will be 24-13 after the free throw goes. Casper scoring 6 points for the Dragons in that first frame of action, but Pittsburg High School absolutely battered in the second period of play, outscored 15-5, so plus 10 margin for this Husky team in the second frame of action. We will bring you a detailed list of the first half statistics, as well as some thoughts heading into the third quarter and fourth quarter of action here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. We are back in 2 minutes.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out
without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
We welcome you back to Pittsburg High School's Auxiliary Gymnasium as the fifth place contest between the the Blue Valley Northwest Huskies and the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons girls basketball team is at intermission. 24-13, Husky lead by 11. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you for this Saturday contest. Early afternoon game, the Dragons showing the fatigue over the last 2 days as they were lethargic in the second quarter of action as they were outscored by the Huskies, a grand total of 15-5. As we go through the entirety of the first half stats, 2 points for Caitlin Kidd in that first half of action, including 3 rebounds. 4 points for Cassidy Odell, 5 points for Abby Casper, and 2 for Madden Petty, who struggled from the floor. And we talked about it a little bit in the first half, but teams are starting, as they look more and more at her film, realizing that her moveset, although diverse in her ability to score, she can do it in an array of ways, still has a lot of tendencies and a lot of crutches, and one of those being attacking the near side short corner almost on every possession and then trying to force the ball up. The Huskies have done a spectacular job of funneling her to that right short corner and bringing that help defender over and forcing her to make bad shots and terrible decisions. It would be beneficial and it would behoove the Dragons, in which case I think Coach Krotz is going to bring it up. If Petty continues to attack there and then have a player slip from across the way from the right wing and come help in the left circle or the near side circle to help shoot that mid-range jump shot or attack inside, regardless, somebody has to come and help Petty, and Petty has to realize that help defense is there to reverse it back out or try to split the two and then pass it out. It's a dangerous pass, but it's better than trying to force up a shot that will only go in about 10% of the time.
Well, and the good thing about Petty's game is Cameron, she's a freshman, so there's definitely a lot of room for improvement and a lot of ways to get better. So definitely I wouldn't let her hang her head. It's been a tough tournament for her. I started to notice it in the first quarter. She was having a rough time. But, hey, nothing to be disappointed about. You're playing some really good teams in this tournament that will help you become a better player. And that's for every girl on the court today. As this is a fifth-place game, like you mentioned, we're seeing a great matchup. The Huskies, they are just talented all around, Cameron. I can't speak enough about Becky Delgado, the half that she had. Didn't even play the first quarter at all, came in the second quarter and lit it up as she was the floor general and the difference maker in that second quarter.
I would agree. Coming off the bench, she provided a spark for this Husky club, and it really percolated through the rest of the team, and it really showed everybody's confidence level, and in addition, just how the fatigue level for the rest of the girls were down who subbed in. So good rotation by Coach Bubalo to really bring in some of those bench players early, as this team has been able to go about 9 deep and make sure everybody's legs are fresh. With that, Becky Delgado for the Huskies, 7 points, 1 rebound on 3 of 3 shooting from inside the horseshoe, 1 of 2 from the stripe. 3 points for Bridget Harrison, 5 for Haley Shin on 2 of 4 shooting, including 1 of 3 from deep. Sarah Martin had a big pick and pop and hit a three-pointer to close out the first quarter of play. She wrapped up the first half with 5 points, and had 4 points for Evie Bale, 2 rebounds for Madison Gerard. That's the scoring total in the first half of play. The Dragons trailing 24-13. We will step aside for 2 minutes and bring you back some thoughts heading in to the second half of action here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
2 minutes left before the beginning of the third quarter of play. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you for ESPN 100.7. It is Championship Saturday inside the confines of Pittsburg High School for the 2018 Border Classic. The fifth place game between the Huskies and Dragons features the Huskies leading by 11, 24-13. And what was an exhibition of trial and error from deep in the first half, Avi, for the Huskies. They shot 3 of 7, had several good looks. And for the sake of the Dragons, they were lucky by the fact that the Huskies missed some wide open three-pointers. But there have been times where the Huskies have passed up good interior shots for challenge threes. And at times, I understand it if it's a late game situation, but if you're in the first or second quarter and you're only up 4 or 5, like the Huskies were at one point, it was 14-10, and in transition you're running and looking for the three immediately. And I know that's a good time to shoot the three, but if you have a trailer that's leaking behind you, deliver one bounce pass, that's a layup, and now you're up 6 instead of 4. So that's the only real opinion I have when it comes to the Huskies trying to shoot these three-pointers. But overall, they're doing a fantastic job trying to get second chance opportunities. They're very scrappy on the floor. They have good size inside, so Kidd, Matlock, and Petty have had a lot of difficulty scoring inside. And it goes back to Petty. She's really the catalyst for this team, and I know this is a high school game, you know, and not only that, but Petty's a freshman, but she really is the engine that drives this team forward. If she's able to find a little bit of success and draws more attention to herself in this third quarter of play and finds an open target, that could be easy points for the Dragons, and the Huskies will have to make rotations, and the Dragons can play off of that.
Yeah, Cameron, I think one three ball, or maybe just one shot in general, would get Petty's confidence up and going because she has struggled from the floor. But I think the silver lining for this Huskies team is that defense. It is just impressive today.
Harrison steps into a three as we begin the third early and knocks it down, so not a good way for Coach Krotz's girls to start on the defensive end as they will go right to left offensively. Cash will stop far into the court, finds Matlock, and she walks with it. That was a pretty blatant walk as she dragged her back right foot, and she just turns towards the bench and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what I could do there," and trailing by 14 now with 7:40 left in the third. Huskies 50% from deep, 4 of 8. And that has been one of many differences this afternoon. Beautiful spin move by Bale as she set up Kidd, but Kidd, Petty, Casper all recovering on that help defense, and Petty comes up with the board. Petty located to the left wing, Casper with the rock. Casper with her left hand motioning for Matlock to go left elbow. Bad pass by Casper as Bale reads it, pokes it away from Kidd. Bale will be stopped. Far side block, tries to uncork a deuce from the far side short corner. Air ball, Shin tracks it down. Two-pointer from Kaufman, no, and then Kidd comes up with her 4th rebound of the afternoon. Open shots for this Husky team, but unable to convert in open space. Kidd turns, handoff to Casper. The ball is placed right in her torso. She goes up right-handed and scores. Timeout used by Coach Krotz, and he is not pleased with how the first minute and 15 seconds, or close to the first minute 15 seconds of this third quarter has gone. 27-15 the score. Dragons trail by 12, and Avi out of the gate. Harrison knocking down the 3. The Dragons not closing out on those perimeter shooters as crisp as they should be.
I tell you, Cameron, I think we're starting to see that fatigue really kick in with these PHS girls. You know, you mentioned it, not big of a bench to come in and out of, so normally you get about 2-3 days rest to recover from your Tuesday, Friday games. Not the case today. It's back-to-back-to-back nights for these PHS girls, so they got to endure the pain But, I'd say they're doing a good job. You just got to execute and finish it out. We talked about it. They got to play all 4 quarters if they want to win. They lost the second quarter badly, Cameron, so they got to win these next 2 quarters to improve things.
Just a couple quick notes. Madam Petty, as she has been of relative thus far, relative discussion that is, she has shot, to my count, 2 of 12 from three-point range since the Girard game, so that's 1 of 6. That's just around, 16, 17%, somewhere around there. So she has had a rough go of things from downtown. Shid in the front quarters we resume action with 6:40 to go in the third. Kaufman dishes it out left wing, attacking Harrison. She looks for the slip on the far side, elbow to an open bail, and she walked with it. But that is similar to what Petty needs to do, attack that short corner and look for the slip at the high post. Matlock's a good jump shooter, as is Kidd from that area. Under 6:30 to go in the frame, 27-15 the score. Dragons down by 12. Kidd has the ball jarred loose from behind by Bale from the near side elbow. Far side of the court with it is Casper. She's tailing Kidd to go to the left block. More high post action. High-low. Kidd catches, looks low for Matlock. Sophia Pinamani right wing. Petty is able to uncork a pass to the top of the key from the crown of the arc. It's Casper again. Another bad pass as the Huskies have keyed in on that high post play. Harrison steps into a 3. Nothing but a beautiful shot. 3 of 5 from downtown is Harrison. 30-15 is the score. Dragons down by 15 with 5:45 left in the third quarter of play. And Coach Krotz may want to move away from that high post style of action. Matlock turns it over. She tried to find Sophia Pinamani, and this Dragons' confidence is crumbling. Dragons need a good minute to 2 minute stretch here defensively if they want to work their way back into this contest. Catching it, Bale goes to the nice up and under, spins again. Had Kidd turned around, goes to the right hand hook shot, misses. Shin rebounds the board for the offensive rebound. Going inside Kaufman, another spin, and even in the individual matchups, the Huskies have the advantage. Kaufman now 1 of 3 from the floor on the night. Casper defended well at the point by Kaufman. Sophia Pinamani with the crevice. She tries to exploit it, and then she loses her handle on the sphere and trips. Recovered by Martin. Skip pass by Kaufman. Read by Kidd off the back of her shoulder. Harrison steps into a 3, and the bloodbath continues. Harrison now 4 of 6 from deep, and it is a 20-point contest, 35-15. And this is beginning to get out of hand now, especially when the smallest player on the court and Shin is able to get an offensive rebound and results in a 2-pointer and a foul. Casper streaks inside and is bumped into on her way to the rim. Shin picks up her first. Casper will squeeze the ball in between both hands, sets at the knees, flicks, and does not score. Casper now 3 of 4, set to shoot her 5th shot of the afternoon as Kaufman subs out. Right now, the Huskies on an 11-2 run in the third quarter that has just been snapped by Casper. She is now shooting 4 of 5 from the line. She has 8 points. 35-16 the score, under 4:30 left in the third. Shin awaits the high ball screen by Girard. Girard sizing up Casper, trying to exploit the mismatch, but Delgado's now in for the Huskies. She goes in, tried to contort her body for a fading left-hand acrobatic shot. It does not fall, but a foul in the process committed by Sophia Pinamani. That is Pinamani's second. First team foul by the Dragons in this half. Delgado sinks the first. Shooting her 4th attempt right here with her motley colored shoes, gray, yellow, and red. She'll set at the right hip, then in a smooth, fluid motion knocks down her second attempt. 2 of 2 from the line during that sequence. She's 3 of 4 in the contest, 9 points. She only trails Harrison as the game's leading scorers. Harrison with 12 as she shot 4 of 6 from downtown. That's where all of her points have come from. Sophia Pinamani will come out. Odell comes in. Dragon basketball far baseline as Casper set to inbound from the left side of the goal. She looks for a curling Petty, but instead has to settle for Kidd. Right block, brings the ball to her forehead. Matlock double team by McLean and Delgado. Petty left wing, loses it, and it goes out of bounds. Four minutes left in the third, 37-16 the score. And it was an offensive foul committed by Matlock. She was in foul trouble yesterday, but she gave good minutes in the third for the Dragons in their win against Wichita West. Delgado foul on the floor, and Delgado has just been far too much to handle for this Purple Dragon team, regardless of who is defending her. That is the second foul on Odell. Inbounding Shin, a good bullet pass to Harrison, but an offensive foul underneath the basket, committed by the Huskies.
I think that one's on Gerard. Will be.
Second on Gerard, and the second team foul committed by the Huskies in this half. Casper will have a decent canter and then slow it down to a waltz, then to a walk as she crosses the timeline, dribbling with her right hand. Petty trying to shake off McLean, but great defense. Bad pass by Casper as it's swatted up in the air by McLean. Kidd gets tied up with McLean, and it's a foul on the floor committed by number 1 for the Huskies. So McLean now with 2 fouls, 13 foul by the Huskies. As coming out is Shin and Harrison. I think Spillman's back in, yes, as is Kaufman. Kidd will catch, right elbow, double team by Delgado and Gerard. Both have played sublime defense against the front court tandem in Matlock and Kidd for the Dragons this afternoon. Right wing, Petty, she scans. As she prospects, she finds an open Casper, but Casper unable to hold onto the sphere. It's Delgado who has Odell on her heels. Delgado will attack. Right short corner has an open Spillman for 2. No. Delgado tips the ball in the air, and it's rebounded by Cassidy Odell. Odell marching down the floor will slow down the tempo of the offense. Has Casper, who will penetrate inside the right circle. Matlock finds Odell left wing, and she's inside the left circle now. Matlock to Petty, straight away 3. No. Rebound by Delgado, and Petty's struggles continue. Transition pass by Delgado. Spillman, point blank range. Look. Gerard tries to come in from the backside for the offensive rebound, but loses it. Purple Dragon basketball. Casper, as the offense for the Dragons has come to a standstill. They scored 8 points in the first quarter. Between the second quarter up until now, almost about 6 minutes as Casper lowers her shoulder. McLean's there almost for a charge, but it's called a block instead. But I'm a bit surprised Odell lowered her shoulder, and that was blatant contact generated by Odell. Regardless, the Dragons, after scoring 8 in the first, have scored 8 combined points between the entirety of the second quarter and about 5 minutes into this third quarter. Casper looking for the inbounder. Has Johnson, left wing 3. That one's an air ball. Casper tries to save it, but she's out of bounds. It will stay Purple Dragon basketball, though. No, now it's being changed. I was about to say. 2:23 left in the third quarter of action. Dragons trailing by 21. Left wing, Kaufman stepping into a trifecta. Martin, her shot, I think, was bumped for a second by Matlock. As Casper will attack right circle, Johnson right corner will dribble inside the right circle. Has Petty, who has an open lane, goes up right-handed, still cannot score. She is 0 of 6 this afternoon, 2 points and a rebound. Under 2 to go in the third. 21-point lead for the Huskies. Spinning away from the defending Casper is Kaufman. Inside the key, Harrison in a travel. Shin will sub in for the Huskies. Coming out the floor is Kaufman with $1:45 left in the third. And this was a third quarter the Dragons needed to prevail in, and they have done nothing close to that. Left wing, Johnson brings the ball to her forehead, tries to find Matlock, and again, another errant pass, but the Dragons are bailed out by a foul committed by Bale. That's the first on Bale. Inbounding right side of the goal will be Casper. Left corner working with the sphere is Petty. Johnson receives the pass to the high post, then works it back out to behind the arc. Casper with the rock, dribbles to the top of the key. It will be Kidd left elbow 2, trying to track it down as Kidd following her miss. Petty saves it. It looked like it was recovered by Kidd and then off the shoe of Harrison, so it will stay Purple Dragon sphere. Casper will be a near side inbound in front of the Purple Dragon bench. Casper looks, chins the ball, then finds Matlock following a pass that had a low trajectory. Matlock scoops it backwards to Johnson. Double team between Martin and Shin against Casper. Now Matlock brings over the defender and Spillman for the triple team. I don't know what she was thinking. Tried to go with the shoe shiner off of Martin and she succeeds. No one came to help for the Dragons. Just not very good fundamentals in this contest and state of mind for these Dragons. 37-16 the score, a minute to go in the third quarter. Huskies have played some splendid defense in this contest, and it looks like an offensive foul committed by Kidd. On Matlock. Kidd was the one who reacted. 21-point ball game still. Huskies lead it in the third quarter with 56 seconds to go. Right corner, Spillman begging for the basketball. Bell, right elbow, dives inside, goes right-handed, just leaves it short as the ball hobbles around the right side of the orange. Shin, short corner, deuce no. Johnson is able to box out Shin and come up with the rebound. Casper dribbles right-handed, reverses it back out with 40 seconds to go. This could be a 2-for-1 opportunity, if you will, if the Dragons score here and then try to bring the full court press to bring it inside of about 18 points. Petty attacks. Short corner turnover as she threw it right into the hands of Martin, and the Huskies with a chance to retort here. Shin, Bale steps into a 2, high arcing shot short, and she was contested by Kidd. Right wing Shin rotates a right corner. Harrison is 4-6 from deep, make it 5 of 7. An exemplary showing by Harrison as she has been lights out from downtown. 15 points from behind the arc. Casper has the ball poked loose by Harrison. Petty's going to have to heave it. She doesn't even see the clock, and that's it. An exhausted Dragons bunch who are frazzled and not playing to the coach's game plan. Trail by 24 points as we head to the fourth quarter of action. And barring any miracle, the Huskies will finish 5th place in the 2018 Border Classic. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
Fourth quarter of action set to begin, but it is a 24-point deficit on the scoreboard for the Dragons, who trail in the 5th place contest against the Northwest Huskies in the 2018 Border Classic. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you for this Saturday afternoon of competition. Following this contest, we'll break it down from the auxiliary gym and move into the main gym for the boys championship game. As they are in the winner's bracket, they will also take on Blue Valley Northwest. 40-16 the score, Dragons trailing. Casper defended by Kaufman, airtight defense, locking up, no breathing space for the senior point guard for the Dragons. Kidd tries to go with a post entry pass to Kidd, or rather to Matlock. Matlock could not reach back and grab the ball, so it's a turnover. Also, I don't think Kidd put it right on the mark. Right wing, Harrison sells the pass fake. Curling to the near side corner will be Kaufman. Ball screen set by Gardner, and now a mismatch against Casper. Casper and Kidd switch. Far side short corner, McLean, she walked with it as she caught the ball, turned to square to shoot, then took a step and then shot. 40-16 is the score. Dragons trail. Casper with her gray Nikes lifts her left hand. Trying to initiate a half-court set, high ball screen set by Kidd. Left wing with it is Petty. Petty looks low for Kidd, back to the basket, turns and scores. And that's the first time this afternoon that Coach Kratz has drawn up something to isolate the post on a block. As it was an overload to the right wing as Casper, Sophia Pinamani, and Matlock were there. Petty was on the left wing and then looked low for Kidd, and the Dragons can win those matchups. They have equal height, and Delgado is bumped on the floor, pushed in the back by Matlock. She now has 4, who's trying to keep up with an extremely athletic, agile forward. McLean wide open, near side wing, 3, does not go. Rebound by Harrison, steps through, cannot score. Kidd is unable to grab the rebound, but Matlock is there to sure it up. Casper will stop the drive as she had a little bit of steam, but then reverses back out. She's trying to spin away from Kaufman, who has been a superb defender this afternoon. Pinamani, chest pass left corner. Casper goes with a one-hopper to Kidd. Far side block, near side block, far end of the court, and there's a foul on the floor committed by Kaufman. Kaufman's 3rd, and the team's 6th for the Huskies. Casper scans. She will find Kidd outside the perimeter and will interchange with Casper, the inbounder. Zoe Pinamani on the floor for the Dragons as Petty, who has 2 points, is defended by Harrison. Zoe Pinamani travel, no call. Defended by McLean, nearly a 5-second call. Sophia Pinamani goes with just a one-arm sling pass to Casper. No space for Casper to work or even think as Kaufman is right there. A great Bulldog defender swats it away. Looks up on the break, one-on-one matchup, pulls up for the 2, high-arcing deuce falls. That's a tough shot in transition with the defender about 2 feet away from you. The Kaufman, the intrepid guard, pulls up and knocks it down. 42-18 the score now, and another steal. McLean carries it. McLean has been a good defender, a lot like Odell, but it's been more so feet in front of head for her. And now a platoon swap. Martin will come in with Bale, Spillman, Garner, and Shin. Zoe Pinamani to inbound. Casper in the backcourt with 5:40 remaining in the 4th. 42-18 the score. Casper, left wing, looks low for Kidd, but Kidd flashes the ball. No pass to her. Sophia Pinamani. Petty will take the contested 3. Yikes. No good. Good defense by Spillman as Petty drops to 0 of 7 on the afternoon from the floor. Shin dribbles right-handed, scans, and as she prospects, she delivers a spinning chest pass over to the point. Spillman finds Martin, leaves her 3 short, takes a second hop, almost a special Husky hop, but it's rebounded by Kidd instead, her 5th of the afternoon. Casper in the front court, dribbles. As she pounds the ball to the hardwood, Zoe Pinamani finds her sister Sophia. Petty will attack right circle, goes to the Euro step, draws the foul, and it will be a foul in the process of shooting.
On the floor, so that's going to make it a 1-and-1.
Well, the official held up 2 fingers, so I think she may have 2 shots. Okay, so it is 1. Free throw goes. So it wasn't even a one-on-one, it was an and one. Okay, well now the scoreboard changed, but the official put up 2 fingers initially. That was a continuation too, so.
Had us confused.
Playing some NBA basketball here. 5 points for Petty now as she breaks the cold streak. She's 1 of 8 on the floor tonight. Good read by Bale. Gardner, unselfish play to Shin, far side corner, and drills the 3-pointer. 8 points for Shin, 44-21 the score, so an and one met with a 3-pointer. Riley Johnson catches, far side wing, penetrates, far side circle, Casper steps into a trifecta and hits it. This offense coming too little, too late from the Dragons. 20-point ball game, at least try to make it a respectable margin now, bring it within 15. Shin awaits the high ball screen from Gardner, who will roll to the near side block. Martin catches it instead, near side wing. Working with it is Bale, who just scoops it backwards to Shin. Shin, hop, jump pass, left wing. Martin will work with it. Martin thought about stepping into a 3, but after she read the defense, she thought better of it. Up and under by Bale, bad pass, but it's a one-hopper. Gardner catches up to it, near side block. Shin, far side wing, tries to twirl away from Casper, who swatted it away. However, yep, there it is. They're saying it was Pittsburg basketball, but Casper definitely tipped it away. So it will be a Northwest inbound right side of the backboard, near side baseline for Shin as she brings the ball to her right ear, listening to it like a conch shell. Reversing back out is Spillman. Chest pass, Martin left wing, 3:40 to go in the contest, 44-24 is the score. Dragons trail by 20 in the 5th place game of the 2018 Border Classic. Far side wing, Shin, as she delivers a fastball chest pass to Martin, stepping into it to Spillman. No, Odell with the rebound. Odell shrugging in transition, looks, finds Casper on the scoop back, who pulls up on the deuce, leaves it short. Rebound by Shin. Shin returns it to Spillman, who then gives it right back to Shin. And Coach Bobalo wants to use a timeout, but no timeout granted, I don't think. I thought he said timeout at least. But Odell comes away with the steal left wing in transition, has a full head of steam, chugs inside, draws the foul, and is still able to score. That was a difficult attempt to convert, but she was able to do it. As she slithered into the middle of the key, the defense collapsed on her. Then she went with a circus-like windmill shot and was able to throw it over the right side of the rim and then drop through the bottom of the net gracefully. 3rd foul by Martin.
I tell you what, how about the minutes by Cassidy Odell in this tournament, Cameron? She's done a great job coming off the bench.
I brought that up to Coach Krotz yesterday about her minutes, and he said she continually improves in practice, and she was ill prior to Christmas break and throughout Christmas break, so there really wasn't a chance for he and the coaching staff to work her back in and reintegrate her and refamiliarize her with the offense a little bit and just try to get her up to speed. But she has played outstanding in the tournament. Left wing, Martin skips it. Delgado, right wing, pulls up near right elbow, 2 goes, and Delgado just has that superior length, a smooth jump shot, and just good instincts. She has 11 points, 2 rebounds, as the Dragons are down 46-27. Ball pitched backwards as we have a new group of players in for the Dragons as Leah Westcott is on the floor as Hendrickson catches it, right block, and a foul. 2 shots for Hendrickson now, as she played very well yesterday against Wichita West. She wrapped up with 5 points and 3 boards, or excuse me, 4 points and 3 boards. Hendrickson will set at her chin, her first free throw now, as she flared out her right wrist to the right. So craning it just a bit too much with 2:18 left in the quarter. It's 46-27. Hendrickson short on her second offering. Beautiful bounce pass by Delgado to an open McLean, as that one was a laser. That was like an 85-mile-per-hour hit by Gio Carl Stanton. That was off one hop that was gathered. And then it was a good turnaround by the recovering player as Delgado comes away with the steal and the layup. My goodness. Delgado was really something. Underneath the basket, picking up her dribble is Hendrickson. Hendrickson turns and turns it over. On the break, Delgado again leaks out, falls away from the basket. And she just had a ton of runouts in this contest and scores again. 52-27 is the score with 1:38 to go in the contest. The Huskies nearly doubling the production of the Dragons. We are back in 30 seconds with the last minute and a half of action from the auxiliary gym inside Pittsburg High School.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
Last minute and a half of play inside the confines of the auxiliary gym inside Pittsburg High School. 5th place game of the 2018 Border Classic. Petty, right wing is Hendrickson. Hendrickson looks, skips it over to Westcott, left wing. Westcott brings it to her waist, but then delivers a torso-high pass to Johnson, who loses the sphere. Delgado comes up with it, tries to dribble off the floor, and then sits crisscross applesauce on the left elbow, and it is a held ball. Husky sphere with $1:13 to go. 52-27 the score, and the Huskies have controlled most of this game. The Dragons led early in the first, but it was a three-pointer right before the buzzer sounded in the first quarter, by Martin for the Huskies to give Northwest a 9-8 lead, and the Dragons have trailed ever since. Delgado tucks, rumbles inside, and scores. 7 of 7 from inside the horseshoe. 27-point lead for the Huskies as Johnson steps into it, 2 air balls. Gardner has it and then stripped away by Spillman. It was last touched by Zoe Penamani with 40 ticks to go in the fourth. It is a doubled-up game, if you will. The Dragons have 27, Huskies have 54, so double the score. Far side corner, McLean, ball above her head with 30 seconds to go. Gardner inside the near side circle. Westcott's there to slap it away. Spillman to inbound. It's a near side out in front of the Huskies bench. McLean spins, high ball screen set by Kaufman, and then she flares to the mid-court line. She catches it, rotates it to McLean, who's wearing 2 knee braces, attacks inside the key, tries to go with a scoop shot that was rushed, rebound by Hendrickson. 12 seconds to go. Johnson wheels to the left, scoops it over to the left wing. Westcott to the point as she darts it over right wing. Petty will flash inside, surges to the rim and scores. That's the first time that right short corner has benefited her tonight, or this afternoon. Regardless, it is a lopsided loss for the Dragons, possibly one of the worst this season in the effort category. 54-29, Dragons fall for their 8th loss on the season. They are now 4-8 on the year and will take 6th place in the 2018 Border Classic. We will quickly go over the stats, cut it off here, and then we will go to the main gym. We will be right back here on ESPN 100.7.com for the live stream of the boys game. So we are sticking here for the final stats. For the Dragons, 1 rebound by Riley Johnson, 1 rebound by Kaden Matlock as she had off night, 4 fouls to her name, 2. Caitlin Kidd, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 6 points for Cassidy Odell and 2 boards. And Avi, you summed it up perfectly, I think, with just how well she's played this tournament. I think bringing that to everyone's attention is extremely important because that just shows how Coach Krotz and company are cultivating talent in their system. 11 points for Abby Casper after having a season-high 19 last night, including 3 rebounds, and then Madden Petty with the rough go of things. She started 0 of 7 from the floor and then turned it around, but too little, too late, as she continues her streak of rather more of a cold spell from deep as she advances to 2 of 14 from behind the arc in the last 4 games. She finished up with 7 points and a rebound, and then Ella Hendrickson with the rebound to her name. Becky Delgado leading all scorers with 17 points, 2 rebounds off the bench. Bridget Harrison, 15 points. Haley Shin, 8 points, 3 rebounds. Sarah Martin, 5 points. 4 for Evie Bale, and then 4 for Kate Kaufman. Gerard with 2 rebounds. And the real difference was from behind the arc, a +7 advantage in 3-point makes by the Huskies. That's 21 additional points for Northwest, who will take the 5th place finish in the 2018 Border Classic. Again, final score 54-29. Dragons drop their 8th of the year in disappointing fashion. With that, we will step aside and shortly bring you back our action here on ESPN 100.7 from the Border Classic as the boys basketball team will take on Blue Valley Northwest for the championship game. We will see you all soon.